Let's jump right in. Welcome back to The Explainer, everyone. Today, we're unpacking the invisible machinery that you and I rely on literally every single day, but probably never think about. We're talking about the design features of information retrieval systems. You know, the highly optimized engines powering modern search.
Now, before we get into the actual architecture, just think about the sheer scale of this problem for a second. How do these systems sift through massive, unstructured document data? We're talking billions of PDFs, HTML pages, and plain text files, and somehow do it all in milliseconds.
Seriously, milliseconds. It's a completely mind-boggling metric when you really stop to think about it. It's literally like finding a specific needle in a global haystack before you can even blink. So, how exactly is this lightning-fast retrieval engineered? Well, let's look at how they pull off this magic trick. Here is our agenda for today. We'll cover the millisecond challenge, the two primary pipelines, the offline indexing pipeline, the online search pipeline, and finally, some engineering optimizations.
Okay, Section 1, the blueprint, two primary pipelines. So every information retrieval system basically splits into two distinct halves that work together. On top, you've got the offline indexing path, which prepares all the data in the background, and on the bottom, the online search path, which kicks in the exact moment you actually hit search.
Let's start with Phase 1, the offline indexing pipeline.
This offline pipeline follows three sequential steps to ingest and prep documents. We've got the document parser, the lexical normalizer, and the index builder.
First up, the document parser. This thing takes in all sorts of formats, PDFs, HTML, docx files, and its only job is to strip away all the visual formatting and layout. It just isolates the raw text so the system can actually read it.
Next, that raw text gets handed off to the lexical normalizer. This is where the text gets cleaned up. It tokenizes sentences into individual words, lowercases absolutely everything for consistency, and strips out stop words. You know, those low-value words like the or is. Finally, it applies stemming. It uses tools like the Porter stemmer to chop words down to their root form.
Okay, so here's the really crucial part. The index builder creates the inverted index. This is the absolute core data structure of the whole system. It's basically a massive dictionary of unique terms paired with a postings list of the document IDs that contain those terms. It is the ultimate bridge connecting all that offline prep to the live execution. Just think about the sheer contrast between these two phases. On one hand, you have offline preparation, which is this heavy, continuous background ingestion of massive amounts of data. And on the other, online execution, which is the instantaneous live processing of your single query. Two totally different beasts.
Moving right along to Phase 2, the online search pipeline.
This is the live action. In the blink of an eye, the online search pipeline races through four critical steps: query parser, matching engine, ranking engine, and results presenter.
Now, this is super fascinating. It's a perfect mirroring effect. The query parser takes your typed query and treats it exactly the same way the offline parser treated the web documents. It applies the exact same lexical normalization, the stemming, the stop word removal, so your search terms perfectly match the keys already stored in the index.
Once it's parsed, we hit the matching and ranking stages. The matching engine grabs the postings list for your terms from that inverted index and intersects the data. Then, the ranking engine jumps in. It calculates similarity scores using some pretty heavy vector scoring models like TF-IDF or Okapi BM25 to rank and find the absolute best match out of millions of possibilities.
Finally, the results presenter takes over. It formats those top-ranked documents and pulls out those helpful little text snippets you see on your screen. It actually highlights your query terms right in the text, so you know exactly why that specific result was chosen for you.
Now for the final section, the secret sauce, engineering optimizations.
So, how do we actually achieve that millisecond speed? Well, it all comes down to three specific engineering optimizations: index compression, query expansion, and caching. First, index compression. The system uses clever tricks like delta encoding and variable bytecodes to shrink the index down. Because it's compressed, this massive index actually fits right into the system's RAM. That means instant retrieval, completely bypassing the need to search a slow physical hard drive. It's a total game changer. Second is query expansion. Ever search for a word and get a perfect result that used a synonym instead? That's this feature right here. It actively appends synonyms using built-in thesauri or pseudo-relevance feedback. This massively improves recall, making sure you don't miss a great document just because you used a slightly different word than the author did. And third, caching. This completely bypasses the slower disk search by just storing the postings lists of really frequent query terms and the results of popular queries right in the active memory. Look, if 1,000 people search for the same breaking news event, the system doesn't calculate it 1,000 times. It already has the answer locked and loaded.
Which brings us to a final thought to wrap up this explainer. As user queries keep getting more complex, moving way past simple keywords into full conversational AI-driven questions, how are these foundational offline to online architectures going to evolve to keep pace? It's a massive challenge for the future of system design. Something to think about. Thanks for diving into this with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.